Jordan Blue's debut on America's Got Talent wasn't just another performance. It was a cultural moment. A young girl with trembling hands and a haunting voice stepped onto the stage and, within seconds, captured America's attention. Her rendition of a heartfelt ballad was raw and unfiltered, like she was pouring her soul into each note. The crowd went silent. The judges sat stunned. When she finished, the audience erupted, and even the typically stoic panel rose for a standing ovation. That performance became one of the most shared audition clips of the season, until, strangely, it wasn't. Weeks later, the video disappeared from AGT's official YouTube page without explanation. Jordan didn't show up in the next episodes. No press interviews, no social media celebrations, nothing. It was as if the girl who broke America's heart had been quietly erased. Fans were left re-watching grainy clips on unofficial pages, trying to relive a moment the show seemed to want forgotten. The mystery deepened. Was this a case of personal withdrawal? Or was someone pulling strings behind the scenes to make sure her story ended before it even began? One audition, then absolute silence. Why? What made Jordan Blue's case so unsettling wasn't just that she disappeared, it was how complete the disappearance was. In the world of AGT, contestants who wow the crowd are usually paraded in future episodes, often with behind-the-scenes interviews, reaction montages, or social media teasers. But Jordan's presence evaporated almost immediately. She wasn't mentioned in recaps, she didn't reappear for the quarterfinals, and producers offered no on-air explanation, not even a throwaway line. That's rare. When contestants leave the competition for personal reasons, health, emergencies, or voluntary exits, AGT typically acknowledges it with a short montage or update. Not here. The silence from the show was deafening, and fans took notice. Online forums exploded with theories. Some believed she had second thoughts about pursuing fame. Others speculated there was backstage drama that producers wanted to bury. Whatever the reason, one thing was certain. Jordan Blue didn't just vanish, she was wiped clean. And the absence of any acknowledgement only made her disappearance feel more deliberate and more chilling. Her social media went dark, and fans began to panic. Before her AGT appearance, Jordan Blue wasn't a celebrity, but she had a modest online presence. A handful of Instagram posts, a few school choir videos, and clips of her singing at local theater shows. After her audition aired, her pages were flooded with supportive comments. People were inspired. Fans asked for more covers, for updates, for anything. But instead of leaning into the spotlight, Jordan disappeared. Her Instagram stopped posting, her TikTok vanished, her YouTube channel, once rumored to host bedroom covers and a handful of originals, was deleted. One by one, her digital footprints disappeared. That's not typical for breakout stars. Even contestants who walk away from AGT usually capitalize on the exposure in some way, dropping singles, doing interviews, at the very least thanking fans. Jordan did none of that. The complete blackout raised red flags. Fans wondered, was she overwhelmed by attention? Or was someone actively shutting her presence down? Either possibility was unsettling. And as the silence dragged on, her story turned from inspiring to tragic. A girl who had just begun to speak through song now said nothing at all. Some say she didn't walk away, she was pushed. As fans searched for answers, whispers began to surface. Rumors that something went wrong between Jordan Blue and AGT's producers. Unconfirmed accounts claimed that producers pushed for a more dramatic version of her backstory to boost ratings. It's a common tactic in reality TV. Amplify the tears, tug the heartstrings, make viewers feel invested. But not every contestant agrees to it. Some resist being reduced to a sob story. A now-deleted Reddit thread claimed someone close to Jordan said she was uncomfortable with how her life was being packaged for television. There were allegedly heated discussions, emotional breakdowns, and eventually legal involvement. None of this has been confirmed, but the way her content was scrubbed and the fact that neither she nor AGT ever addressed the situation suggests something unusual happened. If Jordan truly did stand her ground and say no to exploitation, it may have cost her more than a spot on TV. It may have cost her a voice. Was there a contract battle behind the scenes? Legal rumors began swirling when fans noticed how aggressively Jordan Blue's content was wiped from official platforms. Her audition wasn't just unlisted, it was fully removed, and even mirror uploads were targeted for takedown. That level of digital cleanup often signals something contractual. Some theorists believe Jordan's family may have taken legal steps to end her agreement with the show. Others say AGT may have invoked a clause to silence her after a disagreement. Either way, something behind closed doors led to a swift and total blackout. Former contestants have spoken before about the strict contracts AGT enforces, ones that limit what performers can say, post, or release after their auditions. If Jordan's team pushed back, it might explain why her exit was never explained publicly. The truth is, NDAs can keep stories buried for years. And for a teenager with little industry experience, escaping that kind of control might have required walking away from everything, including the fans who adored her. She's not the only one, but hers is the loudest silence. Jordan Blue's case isn't isolated. Over the years, AGT has had several contestants who went viral and then disappeared without explanation. A singer who choked under pressure. A dancer who got sick before semifinals. A magician who simply withdraw. But Jordan's story hits different, because hers wasn't just talent, it was trauma wrapped in a melody. Her audition didn't just entertain, it emotionally wrecked viewers. And then, nothing. That kind of silence echoes. It leaves a void. And unlike others, Jordan's disappearance wasn't accompanied by even a whisper of context. In a world where fans are used to knowing everything, this was a blackout too perfect, too coordinated. It makes people wonder, is this just the cost of telling your story on a massive stage? Or is it the consequence of refusing to tell it the way producers want? Fans begged for answers, but all they got was silence. For months, fans flooded AGT's social media pages with comments about Jordan Blue. Where is she? Why was her video deleted? What happened to the girl who made us cry? These weren't troll posts or angry rants, they were genuine cries for closure. But AGT never replied. No press release, no episode mention, no acknowledgement. This silence only fueled speculation. Some fans believed AGT was hiding something. Others just wanted to know Jordan was okay. Fan petitions were created, hashtags trended. Still, nothing. At a certain point, it became clear. No one was going to say anything. And maybe that silence was the point. Maybe the truth, whatever it is, was too messy, too personal, or too damaging to share. So instead, the story was buried, and the girl who broke America's heart became a ghost. Could she still be out there, just under a different name? In the months and years since her AGT appearance, some fans have speculated that Jordan Blue may be continuing her music journey in secret, under a new alias, in a new genre, on a smaller stage. It's a romantic idea and not entirely impossible. There have been cases of former contestants rebranding to escape contracts or public pressure. Some start over anonymously on platforms like Bandcamp or SoundCloud. Others join indie labels under different names. Could Jordan have done the same? Some claim to have found voices that sound eerily like hers. But without confirmation, it's all theory. Still, it's a comforting thought that maybe, just maybe, she didn't disappear. She just shifted into a space where she could sing freely, without expectations or manipulation. If that's the case, the voice that once broke America's heart might still be healing it, quietly, from the shadows.